Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is Luna here with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. So it's been quite a while since I've done one. A lot is mainly due to some health issues in the family, not me personally, but with my son. I won't go into all the details there. But I digress. Back now. Not much has really changed in the game, unfortunately. But at least we did get a new character this time around. Hopefully, we'll get more of these better updates more frequently. But again, that's a complaint to another video, right? So today, finally closing out the top 3 rare specialists, at least at the time of this recording, in the game. Number 3, I had Cormac, mainly because his main use is in arena, and you can also use him in story as well. But then I said for number 2, we're looking at Rosier as a specialist because she can also be used in arena as well. I used her very early on, but also obviously for Gorgos, right? Especially for earlier progression, and just basically her overall relics are just slightly better than Cormac. Now, it's probably not a surprise, and there could definitely be some disagreement here, but I'm saying Sarah as the number 1. One, because of her skills, which we'll get into in a minute, but 2, there's just really not a whole lot of competent healers in the game. I mean, you have Turin, who's also rare, and she is great. You have Lagatha, which to me, she's nowhere near as good as Anika, but she is more, she's better when she's paired with Bull's favorite team. Then you have Vivian, who's great, but only really in Hall of Conquerors or Gorgos. But anything past that, not so much, because she's just mainly converting those damage over times to heal over times. And then obviously the best one being hands down Nika. I don't think there's any argument there. But really, if you just like an overall healers, you have Nika, Lagartha. You also have Gillian too, which she's also good. It's just a lot more variability in her kit for it to really work out as good. And she just doesn't have all the buffs either, just more so just pure healing. But talking about rares here, going back to Sarah, first of all, what's so great is her passive, right? When using a skill, removes 2 debuffs from 4 random allies, which is great. That's on a passive skill, so it works with any relic. But then the best thing right here is this agonizing cuts, as when using skill 1, okay, inflicts buff disruption for 2 turns and inflicts attack gauge disruption for 2 turns. So what you're doing is you're blocking the enemy from getting buffs, right, or buffing themselves. You're also blocking them from buffing their speed, right? And speed is really a lot in this game. Also buffs, because obviously the more buffs you have for your team, the more likely you're going to wipe out the opponent or whatever enemy that you're facing, okay? But then also looking at her relics, 2 out of 3 are really good. One's just kind of decent. But also your A1, right, she does a little bit of attack, but she also heals the lowest, the ally with the lowest HP by 10.7% of her HP plus 150, which that's really good. Just a little bit of healing off for A1. And solely when I use her now, I'm just spamming her A1 entirely. And then here it's great because she's doing an all allies heal of almost 10% of her max HP. But then she's also removing 1 debuff from all allies. And then here this is massive, right? But it's only a single target. But heal an ally 35% of her max HP, and also removing 1 debuff from the ally. So that's obviously a massive heal. Especially that can really help you out early on in the game as well. So going over her Storm Relic, similar, right? Attacks one enemy, does a little bit less healing. Here she's healing all odds by 11.9%, so a little bit more than the other one, and also removing 1 debuff. And here she's heal all allies 17%, so here it's a all allies heal of 17 versus the A3 on her Frost was just 1 ally, but it's for like 35, I think, right? 35%, yeah. So obviously this is a much better heal for AoEs, so she's a very competent healer across the board. Now her Flame Relic, so you can attack an enemy, then heal a similar, a little bit less heal than the other 2 relics. On her A2, she's inflicting attack decrease on all enemies for 3 turns, which is really good, especially early on in the game. but also with a 80% chance to inflict a buff disruption on all enemies for 3 turns. So here, yeah, she's not doing the AoE heal as like on the Frost Relic, but she's also good chance of landing that buff disruption with this as well. And then also the attack decrease for 3 turns, which is massive. And then here she's inflicting evasion rate decrease and also attack gauge disruption, but she's also doing more damage. I wouldn't necessarily build her as a damage dealer, but she is a pretty confident healer. But you know, it all depends on your count and what you need at the time. But looking at her total stats, obviously she's not built for attack. She's built for a lot of HP and pretty decent amount of speed. So looking at the equipment I have here, I have her in a vigor set and an accuracy set because I want to make sure I'm trying to land that buff disruption on the enemy. So I went with HP on the ring because I got this attack speed +3, which is pretty massive. But that's not the best ring, but it does good enough for what I need her for. And again, with this earrings, it's a flat HP, but I got a double roll of speed, which is pretty good. And again, like I said, her HP is over 40,000, so it does good enough. And then do have her HP percentage here on her necklace. Then basically just try to maximize here. I wanted to get effect accuracy. If I wanted to try to get speed, but I didn't want to lose the effect accuracy that I have going on for her. And again here, trying to prioritize attack speed. Also with her boots, attack speed as well, since I do not have attack speed on her ring. However, I do have recovery on her belt instead of effect accuracy because of the healing that she can provide. Then here I do have her an attack speed orb. I wish I had a 6-star attack speed orb just to get a little bit more speed. But I'm currently using that on another character who's also Serpent Favor. But again, I just broken pieces for her. But I really have the speed that I need on Sarah because 225 is pretty good. And then right here, flat HP, and again with a little bit of attack speed, but mainly because that effect accuracy is what I'm going for. So her effect accuracy is only at almost 60% there, but I found out that it lands pretty frequently without any issues when I use her, right? So again, she can be used in any area as far as progression, right, in the game. I would say for Power Up Dungeon, if you have obviously Vivian or Turin, they can also be alternatives. But I used her early on, so you can help you out any of these areas, right? If you need a healer, especially for Frozen Plains, because he can smack pretty hard, and you can take advantage of a Frost and or Storm Relic to get those healings, right? And then Burning Lance, it's great because with a Frost Relic, obviously going up against a good matchup here. And Planet Beast, not the best here, but really just, you know, trying to keep your team alive because obviously Pendulum can smack really hard too. And same thing with Equipment Dungeons. You could use her definitely in YSK and Origin of Apolia. I would say she's probably definitely going to fall off when you get to, you know, your Fortress of Arceus and Padars, but those are definitely more, you know, mid to end game levels anyway. But still, looking at the team I have for YSK here, so I'm actually using Sarah in this team. And I'm using Nika mainly because of the buffs that she's bringing for my damage dealer. So I have Clarison built for damage and obviously Iroet built for damage as well. And it's great to use the synergies between the Serpent Favors here. So I got enough energy, so we'll just go and look at this. And this would be a pretty quick run because like I said, this is the team I use all the time, right? It's not just something I threw in here for the video. I use this team all the time. Now, you may wonder why Clarison over Morgan. It's mainly because of having that evasion rate decrease down on this boss is really huge, especially if Sarah's not running that buff disruption because it is a 1-turn cooldown. So you see here, they didn't get through the first level before she can cycle back through. So when she goes to hit the dragon the first time, she's going to not land that buff disruption because it was already used in the first level. So I've had it run multiple times where it's first up when you get to the second round, sometimes it's not. I have found that does not impact the run though. other than it could make it obviously a little bit faster. But with that evasion rate decrease from Clarison, if it doesn't land, it doesn't matter, really. As far as clearing the run, obviously it will slow things down, but it's still 100% success rate, even at this higher level. See, we get it there, above disruption, which is great. And again, you can use, Arthur as an example as a damage dealer. I've played around with him as well. And it doesn't really necessarily make things a little bit faster or not, but really, at the end of the day, it may only impact it a few seconds. But I just still like using this team, having all serpents team, like I said. And then we'll do a quick look at what we got here. Probably nothing really worth keeping, because I might really need a 5-star, even legendary stuff at this point. I've had to go in and purge multiple times my inventory because it just got too high. I don't want to spend crystals to basically make my inventory even more. All right, so forgot to go and show you the quick order setting. So Nika, right, because she also brings the extra vigor, she just solely using her A3 because of the heals, but also the buffs that she's bringing, right? So we got attack increase, attack speed increase, and hit accuracy increase, which is great. Clarison, mainly going with her A3, but also spamming her A2 from time to time, because you're getting also the crit rate increase for 4 turns. Then Irwin, I'm solely using her A3, not necessarily worried about putting on the extra marks here, because she will start off with the marks originally. But if you wanted to, you could swap it out to put her, I think it's her A2 on this Frost Relic, and then inflicting the mark as well. And she can also self buff. And like I said, solely using the A1 from Sarah here, because of getting that buff disruption on the boss, which is huge. I have made free-to-play friendly videos on taking a wise key down, so you can definitely check those out. But definitely I would say Sarah, I see is still usable, especially for not Hall of Conquerors, but when you get to the Forbidden Dungeon, right? Because there's certain requirements that you have to have when you get to the hard stages, right, with having a rare character. So a lot of times I'll either switch between, like, say, her or Turin as an example. But Sarah is definitely great when it comes to basically the utility that she can bring to the game, right? And again, I did a separate video of who I said were the top 3 rares in the game, right? So definitely check that out. Here I'm looking at the top 3 rare specialists with Sarah, in my opinion, edging out both Rosier and Cormac to be number 1, just because of overall utility, especially early on in the game. With the heals and the buff disruption and attack gauge disruption, right? So it just brings a lot to the table. But if there's any other videos or types of content or questions that you guys have, definitely just drop it down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for stopping by.